The Great Barrier Reef is a treasured World Heritage Area, but that hasn't always been the case. 50 years ago, it was at serious risk of being mined for lime and drilled for oil. But a small group of people took a stand, and their passion grew into an international campaign. This weekend, some of the original campaigners returned to mark the anniversary and call on more to be done to protect the reef.
It's been half a century since Eddie Hegel first dived here. This is where the campaign for the Great Barrier Reef began.
Well, thanks to you and your colleagues, we have something to look at here today. That's a great difference that you made 50 years ago.
Anyway, let's have a look at this little body over here.
Now he's back to see where it all started. In 1967, the marine researcher helped survey Ellison Reef to prove it was alive and well. He set out to show its coral shouldn't be mined to provide cheap fertiliser.
Well, very much a thriving reef at the time. I think I got about 167 species of fish or something like that.
They beat the mining bid in court, but a bigger battle was looming. The Bjelke-Petersen government was determined to open the entire reef for oil drilling.
It is quite safe to drill in Repulse Bay as the conditions were set and laid out at that particular operation.
Mr. Premier, how can you be so sure?
Well, you can be as sure as it's possible to be sure. I can't be sure, and the aircraft that I'm going to fly in later today is not going to crash.
The tiny group dug in, and led by artist John Buist from his home, which has now been heritage listed, they drove an international campaign that spanned 12 years. Australians heard and demanded the reef be protected. This weekend, campaigners, conservationists and scientists marked the 50th anniversary.
If it didn't happen, we wouldn't have a Great Barrier Reef today. There would have been mining everywhere, and there would have been oil drilling everywhere.
These were ordinary people that were up against enormous odds, and they won. And we want to re-inspire people because we're against enormous odds again.
In 2012, Eddie Hegel returned to Ellison Reef and found it largely intact, but with some damage caused by cyclones and crown-of-thorn starfish. Since then, sea temperatures have remained high. There have been 2 major bleaching events on the reef and several cyclones. The campaigners say half a century on, the fight for the reef is far from over. While elsewhere on Ellison, the coral is still healthy, this section is badly damaged.
Very depressing. We've got to do better somehow.
These scientists and conservationists want Australians to demand stronger action on climate change and sediment runoff.
That's the most important issue, to give the reef the best chance of surviving.
The federal and Queensland governments have promised to bring forward a review of the Reef 2050 strategy. The campaigners say more is needed. Kathy McLeish, ABC News.